Hello, everybody. My name is Jamie Ortiz, and along with my teammate Juliet Chavarro, we developed a lesson in the tool Google Classroom using critical literacy to teach English. Our institution name is Super Bilingual Academy, and the topic that we developed for the class is comparative and superlative adjectives. When students access for the first time to the Google Classroom, the first thing they're going to see is the welcome message. Then they're going to find the learning outcome. By the end of this lesson, students will be able to identify and use comparative and superlatives in written and spoken English. Also, analyze and critique the use of comparative language in advertising and media. Of course, applying critical literacy. The level of this English class will be intermediate, which means B1 or B2. The methodology that we use to develop this lesson is called PPP, Presentation, Practice, and Produce. In the presentation portion, the objective is introduce comparative and superlatives topic, the context and the grammar. In the practice portion, the objective is use the forms in context through interactive tasks. In the production portion, we encourage creativity when using the language and critical reflection. Building a good foundation, we're going to start the lesson with an introduction of the topic and support our students with an introductory video and some comparative and superlative vocabulary list. After reviewing the vocabulary list, the student now is ready to warm up with some activities. We have some quizzes and trivias about superlatives and comparatives. Now that our students already built a foundation of the topic, during the presentation portion of this lesson, we built a foundation. The student learned grammar and vocabulary. Now, in the second part of the lesson, it's time to practice. We develop some activities where the student can go, play, have fun, but also learn and practice what he already learned during the first part of the lesson. We gave our students the time to learn and practice. Now it's time for the third part of the lesson, which is production. In this part is where the student is going to develop the critical literacy by putting into action everything he already learned, but using his thoughts, his ideas, and his own critical perspective. Now it's time of the assessment plan. In this part of the lesson, we're going to identify if the students really understand and analyze everything they learned. Using critical literacy to assess our students is very important for us. We have to discover if the students are able to analyze, contemplate different perspectives, and also uncover underlying messages.
So in that part, how can decide our activities is first one, create a honest ID, is challenges common practice in advertisement where benefits are often exchanged and the students must be created and realistic message and a question stereotypes. Critical literacy, they analyze the power of advertisement and how they influence our decision and perceptions. The second activity was a Instagram challenge. The name is Better Than. That makes the reflection on how we compare things or people on social media, often in superficial ways, right? By including the critical moment on how society makes comparisons, and the students are invited to take more conscientious approach. So they critically examine digital discourse and cultural norms. And the third one activity was a mini documentary script. This option directly makes the challenge stereotypes and reclaim people, places, or things that are often misunderstood or marginalized. It requires the better analysis of language and cultural briefs. For critical literacy, of course, forces empathy and awareness of the perceived. So, as a conclusion, all the tasks beyond grammar practice, they encourage the students to the question dominant narratives, think, think critically, and produce socially aware texts.